Welcome back everybody to Forza 5, and today we're dealing with another seasonal championship. This one is called Versus, but it's not certainly going to be a seasonal championship that we're going to be racing around in this, which is neither an Audi or a BMW or in A-Class, which are both of the requirements for this championship. So, yeah, won't be getting there in racing there in this, but
you will arrive at your destination.
we will eventually get there in this car, which doesn't have all that much in the way of power or acceleration or speed or handling, but I do enjoy it nonetheless. And yeah, it's another one of the cars that's been added via the festival playlist for this season. So yeah, let's see where we're going to be racing and what we're going to be racing in, outside of obviously the fact that the BMWs and Audis. So yeah, should be pretty fun. So yeah, Audi have pretty much all saloons on the go, a few estates, and obviously the Audi TT, which are yeah, also coupes, as well as a couple of other coupes as well. But yeah, it's mostly saloons. As you can see, the RS4, the RS6, the RS7 Sportback, the RS3 Sedan, the RS e-tron, and the RS7 Sportback from 2021. So yeah, but they have a nice variety of cars, to be honest, even though obviously they're all-wheel drive. But outside of that, they have different kind of engines. You've got V10s, you've got V8s, you've got V6s, you've got inline 5s, you've also got an all-electric car as well, which is a nice variety. Whereas BMW are a little bit more restrained in their kind of power plants, and typically rear-wheel drive, as you can see. Obviously though, they have some all-wheel drive vehicles, and yeah, but they're mainly either V8s or inline 6s, although obviously the i8 has a small 3-cylinder which goes together with electric motors. But yeah, mostly inline 6s or V8s, but obviously the M5 from 2009 has a V10. So yeah, we're going to start off with BMW, and we're going to start off with the M8 Competition Coupe, which is my favourite car out of the lot to choose from today, although Audi on the whole have more cars that I enjoy. So yeah, but this is a cracking car, really good at handling and braking, great acceleration and launch, decent top speed, and yeah, 617 horsepower for its 4.4 litre twin turbocharged V8. So yeah, weighs a fair bit, but then again, it is a modern car with all-wheel drive and all of the safety trappings that you'd expect. So yeah, but it's a fantastic car, and again, one of my favourites to be added to this game, because it's not in the base game. It was added via, am I remembering it being on the car pass, or was it the festival players? I rarely can remember between the two, to be honest, especially since the car pass was a long time ago in terms of even that finishing. And yeah, the festival players is obviously going for quite a long time as well. A lot of cars have been added via that, either new to the game or just new to the series. Yeah, it's such a smooth handling car, this. Despite its massive amount of weight, it's more than capable of getting under control. And since we've got some off-road elements, the 4-wheel drive is going to come in handy. That's something that's going to be troubling any Audi, because obviously none of them don't have all-wheel drive on this game. Although it would be nice to have Audis from a time when they were a little bit more mixed in their drivetrains, sometimes even front-wheel drive. Not sure if they ever did a rear-wheel drive car though, but yeah, it would be nice to have a more mixed Audi bag, because we've never had any pre-90s Audi outside of the Quattro. So I'd love to have more from Audi from their back catalogue, because quite frankly, outside of even one, maybe two in the 90s, never had anything else outside of the before the 2000s. So those we've had before the 2000s have always been the same cars. So it would be nice to have some more variety from Audi, especially when it comes to older cars. So yeah, this car's not meant for really going for deep wading in water, but plenty of speed will hopefully keep us going through it. It's a big one, this one. There we go. Yeah, love this car. It's really, really well done. You can tell that this car has, you know, plenty of technology on the go, plenty of luxury. but it's not enough to really separate yourself from the whole business of driving. It does still feel like a driver's car, even though it weighs nearly £4,400. And there we go with a win, a pretty sizable one at that. The all-wheel drive there definitely helping us. If any car there didn't have all-wheel drive, they were really going to struggle, so let's see which ones of those would have been. Well, that would have been the M5 from '09, the 1M, and yeah, '09 M5 again at the bottom, and the M3 from 2008. So yeah, some rear-wheel drive cars there really weren't going to be all that successful, but there were two BMWs with rear-wheel drive that came ahead of the Audis, which do have all-wheel drive, so that is a little bit surprising. But regardless, with our all-wheel drive and more than 600 horsepower, I think we're the most powerful car here. That was yeah, pretty categorically our win. So yeah, let's move on to the second race with our 20 points and see what we can do. Right, so the BMW there gave us a categorical win there, so yeah, let's shake things up a bit and go for something electric. Yes, you don't have the noise of any of the other cars here, but you still have plenty of power. 637 horsepower, so we're actually a little bit more powerful than the BMW. I thought we were the most powerful car here with that. Clearly I was mistaken, but still, 20 horsepower isn't a massive difference, especially when you've got all of that extra weight. But the amount of torque this has, which is, as you can see, even more than the BMW, and the fact it's 50-50 in weight distribution, while also having the instantaneous torque and acceleration that you get with electric motors, this should be pretty good. And yeah, unlike some other electric cars, it's not massively hindered by its top speed. No, it's not the highest of top speeds here. The M8 certainly had a higher top speed, but it's far from the lowest either, where a lot of electric cars seem to top out at 100 mile an hour or thereabouts. This, yeah, is going to do well more than that. So yeah, it should have the edge off the line. Yeah, seemingly so. Also helps its top speed in the fact that it's got 2 gears rather than the usual 1. No, it's not the best handling car here. Certainly can feel the in excess of £5,000 in weight. But I'm more than glad that it's on this game, even though obviously it does share a lot of parts with the Porsche Taycan. But I actually prefer this car to that Taycan, to be honest. I prefer the looks of this. And it seemingly comes across as a bit more enjoyable to drive, even though it does have less power. Drive system's working a little bit overtime with this car on these off-road elements. Obviously weighing quite a fair bit means you have a fair bit of momentum on the go, which is only made worse when you can't really stop all that well on dirt. It's more than capable of stopping it while on tarmac. BMW is keeping ahead because I think it's rear-wheel drive. Much tighter race than last time. The the amount of torque we have definitely helped with that water section. We saw that BMW there slow right the hell down because we've got that torque all over the way through the rev range. We were not hindered by the water whatsoever, so that's given us the edge, thankfully. Although if it hadn't been for that water section, we might well have been struggling to keep first place, so a little bit lucky there. And away we go to a victory. Not as resounding a victory as last time, that's for sure. Definitely was up into that last water section, really rather quite close, but I prefer it that way, to be honest. Hate it when I'm a million miles ahead, but yeah, we weren't as far ahead as last time. But yeah, the Audi there coming through in the end. So yeah, we've got 8 points ahead of the BMW from M3 and 14 points ahead of the M2. So yeah, let's move on to the third and final race. Let's see if we can keep this win. Right, for this final race we're going to go with another Audi. We're going to go for something a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter. We've got the likes of the RS3 sedan to choose from, which has a decent amount of power. Same kind of engine as the Audi TT RS. But then we've also got the Audi TT RS itself, which has even more power and less in the way of weight, as you can see. But I think we're going to go for the RS5 Coupe. No, it's not massively lighter over other vehicles, but it's still under £4,000. It's got a V6 and not a V8, or anything larger than that. And yeah, potent amount of power as well, 444 horsepower, which means that yeah, Audi have come around to being able to make a smaller engine have the same kind of power as a V8. Because if you look at the RS4, that has less power, despite not having the bigger engine. So yeah, and I really rather quite like this car. It's got good handling. It, like I said, doesn't weigh quite as much as say other Audis, and yeah, its coupe body looks pretty good as well. So hopefully it'll all come together to make for a quick enough car. And as before, that's all-wheel drive, which is definitely going to help. Lapped race as well for this final one. Yeah, this car's quite agile. Definitely helpful. Although that A8 is probably even more agile than we are, being a more sporty kind of vehicle. It's probably a powerful combination of combustion engine and electric. I do kind of wish they'd put the, I think it's the i3 on this game, which is obviously the also hybrid, I think it is, which has the same kind of power plant as the i8, just not as powerful. Well, we've still got plenty of power to overcome the i8. Right, now for another BMW. This one's got the V10, it's got more power than we do. It's also got more weight and it's a little bit older. And it's probably not all-wheel drive either, so we might well struggle here. Nearly overcooked it there. little Audi understeer there killed us. Oh, here it comes again. So one problem Audi seem to struggle to get over is their understeer, especially with their combustion engine vehicles, because they still have the habit of sticking the engine way up front. But obviously this has a probably, I missed that checkpoint, I didn't think I did. This obviously has a far lighter engine than say a V8, but it's not going to stop some of the understeer clearly. It does have 57% of its weight up front after all, which is quite a lot for a car this time. Really going to lose out to an M5? Hear that V10 bellow from the M5. Yeah, the M5 does have more weight, but it's not much more, especially when you consider it's got 56 extra horsepower. But by the skin of our teeth, we've got that win. Well, that was way more difficult than the previous two races. No idea how that M5 is as quick as it is off on the dirt, considering I'm pretty sure that it's still all rear-wheel drive, which, when you've got 500 horsepower and you're going on off-road, is hardly the easiest of things to control. But yeah, the M5 was pretty formidable, and yeah, but we easily had the fastest time there. It's good to see, and yeah, that gave us the all-important 20 points, putting us 12 points ahead of the M5 and 22 points ahead of the fellow Audi, the TTRS. So yeah, pretty fun championship that. I do like these kind of versus races where it pits manufacturers against one another that would typically be against one another in real life, so makes a lot of sense in that regard. So yeah, hopefully continue with these ones, because I do quite like them. It would be nice to see other ones, especially ones that have two companies that have a wide amount of cars to choose from. It's not much point if you've only got a few cars to choose from, but when you've got as many cars as we had here to choose from, it does make it a lot more interesting. So yeah, nonetheless though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.